Let's talk about it with Matt Schlapp, former White House political director to President George W. Bush and chairman of the American Conservative Union. And Joe Trippi, former Howard Dean campaign manager and a Fox News contributor. Good to see you both.
Great to be here.
All right, Joe, I want to start with you because this morning the Senate Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, says there was nothing in the speech that he could support. Now, some of his other colleagues are actually saying, there might be a few things. Congressman Keith Ellison, who is now the deputy chair of the DNC, said if he wants to work on infrastructure and brings us a legit plan, it's something we could do.
Look, I thought it was the best speech that he's given since he was president. You almost wish he had given this as his inaugural speech instead of the scar tissue that got laid out the first 40 days. There's a lot to disagree with some of the specifics he raised on the agenda. I mean, Democrats are not going to just, fall in line off one speech. But I think, look, there's no way to challenge that it was his best speech since he was president. For him, this was, something that had to happen. I think the most important thing wasn't Democrats. It was Republicans were starting to get really wobbly, and I think there was relief in the room among Republicans that, hey, maybe we can hold together here and get something done with this guy, and I think that's important.
Yeah, Matt, how much was this an encouragement to those House members and senators who have been home and gotten an earful at these town halls for the president to kind of lay down again these markers on what he's committed to, how he expects to work with them, that he's got his back on some of these really tough issues?
Shannon, these are big moments. You had a big TV audience, and obviously he has everyone from Congress in the House, and I think he hit a home run. He hit the right chords. He didn't back away from the issues that got him elected. By the way, those issues put together a very interesting coalition on the right, which allowed him to win the blue states of, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. So this whole idea that he is not able to reach out to Democrats is really bunk. He's put together a really interesting coalition. Look, I think he gave a great speech. I'm partial at CPAC, and I think he's given a great speech here, slightly different audiences, and I think he's on a real roll.
Joe, there were moments there that, of course, there's going to be the partisan divide. No matter who the president is, you're going to have this half standing, half sitting, from those who are attending on most points. I mean, there are a few things on the military, on law enforcement that they could stand up and be together on that. But there was literally one point in which there were members, Democrat members, who were making the thumbs down sign while the president was talking about some of these things. So it doesn't sound like one speech is going to clear things up on the Hill.
Well, look, if they're going to repeal Obamacare, you're going to have Democrats who say, no, we're not going to let's see what the plan is, and we're not just going to, again, I think this was totally something that was very helpful to him. I agree with Matt that this was a very good speech in terms of tone, but there's still going to be very big issue divides in which he's got to keep Republicans with him because he's not going to have very much support, any support among Democrats for repealing Obamacare. I think the tone question is, is now, look, can Matt talk him into giving up Twitter for 40 days for Lent? Because if you can...
Too late. We already got a tweet this morning.
Yeah, that's the problem. This is the whole problem. How long does this last?
Well, listen, but the tweet this morning was just all caps, thank you. That was it.
Right.
Maybe different tweeting for Lent. I don't know. But, Matt, he laid out a number of things that you would think that could work across the aisle with the infrastructure, with talking about paid family leave, about giving governors, regardless of their party, more flexibility when it comes to Medicaid and health care, and going after high drug prices. That's something we actually saw a number of Democrats stand and applaud very quickly to their feet on that particular issue as well.
Yeah, I mean, these are issues that I'm not wildly uproarious about. Paid family leave, reimportation of drugs. I mean, once again, Donald Trump put together an interesting coalition. I did think it was jarring that when he talked about, our support for the state of Israel and our desire to rid the globe of ISIS, I just think those are moments when everybody in that chamber should stand up and applaud. And I do think the Democrats, come on, this is your president. It's a little bit for show, but stand up and give him some support on the things that we can all work together on. And I thought they overplayed their hand and looked too partisan on those things. But I think on the agenda, sometimes to the Republican chagrin, I think there's a lot of things they can work together on.
All right, we have seconds left, so I just want a one-word answer from you. If you can give me that, how would you grade this A to F? Joe, we'll start with you.
I think it was like a B,
but
it was good.
Matt, you can work with that. Your grade?
A-. He can still do better.
Okay, well, you guys are agreed on that much. It sounds you're very close, within a couple points on the scale. Great to see you both.
Good to be with you.